Hey, so welcome to the Water Cooler Chat Show. My name is Levante Thompson. I'm an author. I'm a coach, and I'm here today with my special guest, Winnifred. So I'm going to let her do her introductions. So over to you, Winnifred. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Winnifred Reid. I'm an educator, an author, and a poet. And I'm here today with Nadine on the show. Hope you enjoy.
Hey. So I'm going to start first by saying we are both wearing our colors. And what do these colors mean to you? As we're here sitting down, we are both in Jamaica at this time. And what are these colors representative of for you?
Uh, it is now Independence. We celebrated Independence Day on the 6th of August. And I am wearing my yellow dress because, in Jamaica, yellow means sunshine. And right now, the time is very hot. And I'm wearing a scarf that has Jamaica and the colors of our flag, black, green, and gold. And to me, black represents strength, the strength of Jamaican people. Green is growth. We never stop growing, regardless of the situation. We're like plants. We might go down, but then we rise again. So that's what the green means to me. And the yellow, as I said before, is sunshine, the smiles that we have, and just natural beauty.
I agree with you. We are here. Before we go further, I want to say we are here as so I've joined forces with Jenny, and we're here as a part of the virtual book tour. Winifred to tell, so I want Winifred to tell me to go back to what books mean to her and how she got here.
Books are very important to me. From I was a little girl, as far back as I remember, I think I started reading at about two going 3 years old. And I used to love to look at everything, read everything, say my ABCs. And when I started reading, I remember my first book was Mr. Joe and Miss Tim. Miss Tim and Mother Hen. Mother Hen built a built a house, etc. So I remember from those days, as soon as I started learning to read, I would read everything that my hands touched. And ever since, I have been reading, I read, and I love writing. And so, last year I decided, why not write for myself? Because I've been writing poems, stories, um, letters, etc. over the years. So I decided, why not put it together in a book? And so I've written 3 books, published 3 books, and there is one at the publisher now, which will be coming out later this month.
Great. So I know that part of your journey is also as an educator. So what part did books play in your role as an educator?
Well, I've been a teacher for more than 30 years. And one of the things that I always did and continue to do as an educator is to ensure that my students are exposed to books from different cultures. And when I'm teaching early years, one thing that I always make sure is that they learn to read early. Because once a child learns to read, I believe that opens the doors to everything else.
I'm always the same to my students, to my nieces, my nephews. as soon as you learn to read, the doors are open. Now,
Definitely.
in this age of AI and information that they can get just by asking, is reading still important?
Definitely. Because even using AI, they need to be literate. They need to be able to give AI good prompts in order to get what they really want. So they need, children need to learn to read. There's no doubt about that.
Yes. And I think that as educators, we know the power of reading. So we were infused with this power of reading and we want to pass it on. So from an educator, you became an author. So what was that journey like to, this transition or this ongoing tie between educator and an author?
What I write, I mainly write about countries. That's what I love because I believe in educating people about my beloved Jamaica, but also about other countries. So, as an educator, I write books which I want my students to use to learn about Jamaica. So, for example, all three books that have been published were written when I was in China. And my first book, Adventures in Shenzhen, was written while I was living in Shenzhen. And I was collaborating with a teacher in Jamaica. Now, Jamaicans only know about the Chinese people that we see here in the wholesales, etc. So I wanted to educate those little children about China, about Shenzhen, and I wanted them to know that Chinese people are not only restaurant owners and wholesale owners. I wanted them to know that there were other things in China like technology, the zoos, the museums, etc. So I wrote Adventures in Shenzhen so that my teacher in Jamaica could share that book with the students in Jamaica. And later on, I wrote Adventures in Beautiful Jamaica because I was teaching kindergarten and we were looking at places. And I wanted them to be able to compare Jamaica with Shenzhen. And there are a number of similarities in the way we do things. And so I wrote that book. Later on, I wrote Simi Jamaica, Land of Wood and Water, because I wanted to share our history, our culture, and beauty of Jamaica with people, not just those who I was teaching, but also other persons who might be interested in visiting Jamaica or want to know about the history of Jamaica, and also for parents, grandparents outside of Jamaica to share with their friends to get them to visit and learn about our country.
As you talked about it, I could see that you are passionate about this way of storytelling. So what has been the feedback? So when you shared this book with your teacher friends in Jamaica about Shenzhen, what was the feedback for that book?
They were quite surprised because, people across the world who have never visited China have lots of ideas, misconceptions, etc., about China as a country. So they were surprised and intrigued, and many of them have said they want to visit China.
And I think the reverse is the same. Many of the people in China have been surprised about Jamaica because very little Jamaica.
Yes, 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 that is true. That is true.
Educators, books educators,
I'm sorry, can you please repeat? Not hearing you. I'm not hearing you.
Hear me?
Just a little.
Can you hear me
It's a bit clearer.
now? So I'm saying, so that's the power of books. That is the
Yes, it is.
informative behind our
I don't know why.
it says it's up anyways. Oh yeah, we just wait a minute. I can hear you, the background. All right.
Okay.
So promotion. What is your journey like on the virtual book tour?
To be honest, I've not been very active on the tour. However, we have about 2 more weeks, 2 to 3 weeks to go, and I will become more active. However, thinking back to the tour last year and what has been shared in the different groups, I find the tour to be one that helps a lot with promotion. I was on the I did an interview with a radio interview, and that interview was quite interesting because persons called in and persons sent questions in, and I could see that they were really interested in my books, and they were asking questions that were relevant to the themes that I have in my books. So I could see that people are really interacting with our virtual book tour. So I think it's a very good, well, program scheme. You know, what does Jenny call it? Movement. Yes. So it's a very good movement, and I see it going places. You know, it's all over the media, social media. It's on YouTube. So I think it's very good exposure for us.
So you mentioned themes. Well, share some of your themes with us. What are some themes from your book?
Well, one my main theme is diversity because Adventures in Jamaica, in beautiful Jamaica, is a story about a Chinese family that traveled all the way from Shenzhen via Japan to Jamaica. And while in Jamaica, the characters in the story met persons not only from Jamaica, but from different countries, because Jamaica is a destination that people love. So while being in Jamaica, that family was able to interact with persons from different cultures, and they were able to have discussions with different people about what was similar about Jamaica and their different countries. And I believe that diversity is important for every person on this planet because we might look different, but we are one. Another theme in my books is appreciation because I believe it's important to appreciate not just your culture, but also the cultures of other persons. So the way I've written my stories and my poems, um, I wrote them in a way that people can relate to what's there, and they're written in such a way that it's not just saying, "Oh, we are this." It's not written. They're not written in a way to say, "Oh, we're proud. Look at who we are," but it's saying that, look, this is what we have, this is what we value, and this is what we can share with you and other people. And I would like you to share it wherever you are. Share, take our souvenirs, share them with your person, your family, your friends, your relatives. Take photos here, share them as you go along, share them on social media, and then persons can see and appreciate what we have and compare it with what they have and say, wow, you know, we are different, but we're similar. We are Chinese. We look totally different. But look, the Jamaicans, they have so many things that we have as well, or we have parts of, and we can share so many different things together. So those are the two main themes that run throughout my books.
I love that diversity and appreciation. And I was, as you were saying that, I was thinking, this because you have been in different countries and shared in different cultures that you came to this worldview, as it were.
Partially, when I was going to school, I read, I loved history. So I did history up to A levels. And I learned a lot of European history. And so when I migrated to the UK, I was able to relate to what I had learned in history to what I was seeing and what I was living. China, on the other hand, all I knew about China was the Great Wall. So when I went to live and teach in China, it was just, it gave me that sense of, wow, look at what people can do. Because if you think about the Great Wall and the work that went into the Great Wall, you know, I climbed the Great Wall twice. And that just gave me a sense of appreciation and admiration for the Chinese people, because when I saw those huge stones and how neatly they were packed, they were smooth, that wall is sturdy. And when I saw what's on top of that great wall, I said, wow, these people are just out of this world. They are so creative, so clever, so strong. So living in these countries and having read about their history, their culture, and then now writing about different countries, just brought together what I have been learning and what I've been doing and what I've loved since I was a little girl.
I think yes, that's an amazing way of putting it. That is brought together everything in your life up to
Yes,
this point, all the lessons you have learned. So
definitely.
at this point on this show, we have what we call a diamond message. So in all your tours and travels, if you are going to say something to our listeners or to young people, what would be some diamond, messages that you want to share with them?
Okay, the first thing I would like to say to young people is that they need to be open minded. Next thing is they need to have this quest for knowledge and understanding and sharing. Those things are very important. And the final thing that I would like to say is that as young people and people in general, be willing to explore. And exploration doesn't necessarily mean going to a country, because you might not be able to travel to that country. However, you can read about different countries. You can listen to different perspectives about different countries. And you can speak to people. Now we have the Instagram, the TikTok, the YouTube. What else we have? The Instagram, and there's another one, Telegram, etc., etc. You can talk to people all over the world, through text or call, WhatsApp call. Just talk to people, explore, learn, be adventurous, and never stop learning, because learning keeps the brain alive. It keeps you thinking. It keeps the cells moving and, rearranging and staying alive. So that's my message.
And as you talk about young people, how do your children feel about you being an author? You have in different countries. What do they say to you?
Uh, well, I have one son, and he, I think he loves the fact that his mother is an author, and he has traveled to China. And I know that he loved it. He was all excited about being in China. I also have two grandchildren, and one visited China when she was a little baby. So she wasn't really able to appreciate it as much, because she was just 11 months old when she visited China. However, she celebrated her birthday while she was there, and we took lots of photos and videos. So now she will be 8 years old next month. And when she looks back at the photos, I think that some little thing come back to her mind, because I think it happens like that, even regardless of how young you are. And, things will come back to you. And she enjoys showing the photos to her friends, and, talking about her grandma teaching in China. And we have written, my next book that will be published is called Make We Make We Go a Jamaica, and it's written by both of us. She within lots of rhymes and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that coming out, and I know she'll be happy to see her name on a book alongside her grandmother's. So yes, my family is quite happy. Not only my immediate family, my son and my grandchildren, but my sisters, my brothers, my mother, they are all very happy that I'm an author. I was on TVJ Smile Jamaica a few days ago, and they said it went well, and they were happy. I'm in the community now where I grew up, and everybody is happy that, wow, Winnie's an author, and Winnie came on TV, and yeah, so it has been good, and I'm quite pleased that I have been able to do it.
I love what you said about you and your granddaughter.
Yes.
That collaboration. That's, yeah, because you're bringing her into this fold. You are showing her the way, and you're lighting this thing of not only being an author, a storyteller, a world traveler, a global person. So she's having a new perspective. So I think this is, even for the future, this is something great. This is something wonderful. So
Thank you.
that's amazing. So before we close, where do you see this author taking you? Your books? Where do you see? What's your vision?
I would like my books to be in schools, because when I was growing up, we had Civics for Young Jamaican, which was a little red cover book, but it had lots of information about our history. It went back to the Arawaks, and it was very informative. However, there weren't many pictures. And if you did not like reading, it was boring. So, writing these books, like this is the Adventures in Beautiful Jamaica, and I have pictures in there, so it's not just a story that without pictures, and children from as young as 5 years old up to adults can read it because I gauge a language in such a way that anyone can enjoy reading it. And my the FIMI Jamaica Land of Wood and Water, it's an anthology, as I said before, and it has beautiful pictures to go along with the poems. So I would like my books to get into schools and for teachers to use these books as a part of social studies, history, or geography. So
I think there
that's where I see it going.
will be a great addition, great stimulation for young people who I think they are forgetting about the real Jamaican roots. They are not being introduced to a lot of it anymore. So I think that would be a great addition to schools, and it's available to young people, available to adults, anyone who just wants to read for enjoyment. It's also available to them. So where can we find your books?
My books are on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles in the US, Waterstones in the UK, um, Cozy Corner in Kingston, in Vision Plaza in Kingston. And I am working on getting it into bookstores in Jamaica. And it will be in the National Library because I've donated copies to the National Library. So it will be in the library itself and also on their website. And I'm working on getting it into the Prime Minister's hands. I hope I succeed.
That is a I think he whoever the prime minister is will appreciate that. But the present prime minister, we know general elections is coming up, so whoever it is at the time, I think will appreciate such a gesture. My last thing that I want to say, so where are you on social media? Because I know because we write the books, but we also need to have social media viewership. So
I am on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. I have my YouTube channel is new, but it's called Elevate Core Ltd. And so I've opened a page on YouTube. I'm working on that, so it's being developed. My TikTok and Instagram handles is at I am Winnie Reid. So both are at I am Winnie Reid, and my Facebook page is also Elevate Core Ltd. So I'm
that's
like piggybacking on Jenny's Activate. But yeah, it is something that we have discussed anyway. So yeah.
good. Okay, so for lighthearted moments, what is your drink of choice when you sit down to write or you are having a cool moment? What's your drink of choice?
That's quite interesting. I water.
Yes, I
Water. But I love smoothie. So if I'm not drinking water, I like to be drinking a smoothie. And my smoothie can be made from anything. I like to say like that I'm like a rabbit. I'll eat anything green and anything vegetable and anything fruit
do you make these smoothies? You experiment and make these smoothies all the time?
all the time. I make smoothies with anything that I have. Yes.
But or I should say, what's the most interesting smoothie you have made then?
The most interesting smoothie I made was when I put broccoli, lettuce, broccoli, lettuce, pumpkin seed, and this other green one, cucumber, together. And I'm telling you, it was really green, but I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Good.
So that's the
Very
most interesting one I've ever made.
good. Well, thank you so much, Winifred, for coming and hanging out with us on the Water Cooler Chat Show. I learned a lot from you. Very interesting story. Infusing your life in it, your travels, your what you learned being an educator over the years, and just this life of being a Jamaican. So you're carrying that with you and the lessons and your poetry. Would you like to just share one of your poems before you go?
Oh yes, definitely. I
It's cold now. My phone is cold now. Okay, okay.
sorry about that. Okay, I would like to share two stanzas from Fimi Jamaica. So, Fimi Jamaica by Winnifred Reid. Fimi Jamaica, land of my birth, where the sun shines bright and the sea meets the earth. From the blue mountains high to the coast so fine, Jamaica, my home, in my heart it shines. In our hills and valleys I find my rest, where the rivers flow and the bamboo trees are blessed. Their gentle rustle, a smooth, soothing melody, in Jamaica's embrace, my soul is set free.
Yes, that's a great place to end. In Jamaica's embrace, our souls are set free.
Definitely, definitely.
Beautiful. Come home. Beautiful for us to meet on this platform as we're both here in Jamaica. And I hope your stay here, and I hope your writing journey will continue. And I look forward to hearing more from you as you are on this journey, this author journey, this educator journey, this life journey. So thank you so much, Winifred, for sharing with us.
Thank you too, and I hope you enjoy your stay as well. Let's enjoy our beautiful Jamaica. Thank you.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah. And